All right, 2nd down and 5 for All Saints. Good news is Chase Stadler jogged off the field on his own power. Little swing pass out to Jacob Matlock near side. Stands up a defender and breaks one tackle. Good enough for a 1st down and into Tiger territory.
Really good play. They show trips to the top, come back into the boundary with a little swing pass, and he runs over the corner to keep the 1st down. You got to like that. This is what you call taking what the defense gives you right here, and then a good play to lower your pad level and make that 1st down.
Well, they have moved, again, jostled the offensive line because of Stadler's momentary injury. And Michael Flores has moved back to right tackle, and in is Court Kinsler, the 6'2", 268-pound senior at right guard. Here comes a blitz from that side. Down the field, and nobody home.
Boy, empty set, and Trinity brought the blitz. Now it looked like All Saints went solid inside, let that outside guy go, which was the correct thing to do. Just didn't have enough on that football to get money going down the seam.
2nd down and 10.
And also coming in on the field is Paul Breedlove, playing a little inside slot receiver on the near side.
Empty
He's
again, Ken.
paired up with Jordan Jones on the near side. So 5 wide trips to the left. And a 2nd down and 10 with 9.5 left to go in the 3rd. Pressure coming and underneath, incomplete to Money Parks.
Yeah, they're having to solid it up inside and let that. And when I say solid, they're having to, they're covering everybody and then let that outside guy go. All Saints has got the nice read with the kind of the underneath hot. He just hadn't been able. Hildman hadn't been able to hit that tonight and really hit that on the move and really make them pay when they decide to do that.
Well, and Trinity Christian has kept everything in front of them all night long when it comes to the Saints passing game. No yards, really. The longest throw of the night was there to Mitch Bothwell. 3rd down and 10 from the 48 of Trinity Christian. Rolling right, firing right, and it bounces on the turf before it gets to Jordan Jones and complete 4th down.
Boy, they bring the blitz back inside now. We got a flag. I don't know what he's going to call here to bring this in so late.
Well, so far the penalty front had been heavily, I don't want to say favored, but it is against All Saints.
What did he call? He looked like he called roughing the passer.
Well,
is it a personal foul?
That will be the fifth penalty of the night on All Saints. And currently Trinity Christian sits with a dozen. But yeah, that's a 15-yarder.
And really is going to back him up too.
And I believe that was on Tommy Brockermeyer, the sophomore left tackle. At least that's who the conversation was being had with as far as player and official.
Now, I don't want to see them roll this out here because that running, their stud running back is coming off this bottom side edge. You don't want to see them roll this punt into him.
And Shiloh Sanders is back, and Hillman just tosses it for
a bad snap, really bad snap. Not a good execution by All Saints, and they're going to turn this ball over deep in their territory.
So an 8-play drive turns into nothing, and then disaster of sorts to start off the 3rd quarter. Take another look at this.
It's the motion guy, snaps it right into the motion guy. So Hillman picks it up and just tries to throw it out of bounds, do something with it. Wow. Wow, this gives them great field position. This could be a big swing in this football game. You wanted to see All Saints come out and kind of capture a little bit of momentum with the 2nd half drive. Instead, they turned the football over in the plus 37-yard line.
Well, and that had been the MO for All Saints really through even last week. And for the past 2 years, coming out of the locker room extremely strong. Meanwhile, speaking of strong, running strong is Quaylen Jones, and he all the way into the end zone. Touchdown from 37 yards out. A flag on the far sideline in front of the Saints bench, though, at about the 38. This one's coming back. False start.
Boy, that was a well-designed play. Now they run the lead into the short side of the field. And again, get the numbers. Unfortunately, they can't get lined up.
And Deion Sanders is all the way out to the numbers, trying to get something as far as an explanation of why a whistle wasn't blown if it was a false start. But nonetheless, Saints catch a break. And we'll push him back via the penalty, 5 yards. 1st and 15 now from the 42 of All Saints for the Tigers. Well, you do have to commend the blocking of this massive offensive line, averaging 270 pounds per man.
And they got their two backs, two big guys in the game. Oh, and they jump again.
Yeah, the right.
1st and 20.
Right guard.
Tackle or right guard.
Yeah, Dahara Ross decided to jump a little ahead of time and right into Alex Nelson. But 270-pound average across the offensive line. Some colleges don't even have that.
Well, it's interesting to see that they're coming in and they're lining up. You know, they're lining up both Hartfield and Jones in the backfield, and they're going to try to. Looks like they're going to try to hammer the football at All Saints a little bit here, but All Saints needs to make a play. See if we can get a turnover right here, Ken.
They had 5 last week, the Tigers did. 48-yard line now and a 1st and 20. Pressure up the middle, and Sanders goes down courtesy of Elijah Poziele.
Yeah, he gets through there and puts great pressure. Great lane integrity, too. Now, they weren't going to let him get up the field. You see the backer coming. Yeah. And Elijah makes that inside move and just says, you know what, not today.
Defeated a hold even on the play from the right tackle.
Well,
so back and back and back, Trinity Christian goes.
2nd and a bunch.
Technically 2nd and now 30. Didn't know the scoreboard went up that high on that little marker. Little dump down to Buford, and he falls down to the 48-yard line. Pickup of 6.
Yeah, they're trying to get their ball to their faster guys and see if they can make some plays in this slick field. This is where, again, All Saints needs to keep it in front of them, kind of rally to the football, make sure we got guys where they're supposed to be and when they're supposed to be there. With a little inversion coverage down here, so let's see what All Saints does defensively here to try to really keep this ball in front of them and get the ball back for the offense.
On a 3rd and 24, firing it, spirals down, interception, no.
Boy, great
incomplete.
Coverage. Tried to throw a deep corner route and almost picked off. I tell you what, that was really
Shipman.
Close by. The Shipman or Kramer that was underneath this, Ken?
Well, Shipman's the one that got his arms on it.
We're guessing numbers because this mud's killing us.
We'll see here on the replay there, and yeah, that's Will Shipman that had his arms around it momentarily.
Yes, it is. Well, it's a good call by you.
4th and 24. And as we said, special teams have been disastrous for Trinity Christian in 2018. The 4 missed extra points last year. They haven't last week. They haven't attempted one tonight, and they haven't punted all season. But that's a nice spiral punt by Shiloh Sanders.
Wow, and he gets a great. Now, what are we throwing a flag for? And he gets a great bounce too. Really good. I was pretty well executed there on a wet field. And I think they're going to get a block in the back for All Saints. Going to back them up even more, Ken.
Well, Shiloh Sanders was actually a quarterback until, just like his brother Shador is now, but 2 years ago was flipped to cornerback, something certainly his father knows how to play rather well, so if you're going to learn from anybody. And it's turned out pretty well for Shiloh. He's being sought after as a senior by Oregon. A lot of Pac-12 interest, which is kind of interesting for a family so rooted in Florida and in Texas.
Well, you say that, but Dad's on the West Coast every weekend at the NFL Network doing his thing. So, you know what? It might be one of those situations where he wants to go out west and his dad can come out a day early and watch him play if he decides to go to school out there.
7:12 remains in the 3rd quarter, a 24-14 Trinity Christian Cedar Hill lead. And the Saints, after that block in the back penalty, will be taken. I believe that's a halfway.
Yeah. Saints shoot themselves in the foot here, special teams wise, Ken. I mean, they really are. They've got to get some of this cleaned up.
Back to their own 5-yard line. 1st and 10, the snap, the handoff to Matlock, runs left side, nice hole, and he is roped down and then taken down for a gain of about 3.5.
Yeah, that's the same play that they've used kind of the first half. They run money in motion, trying to get that front side defensive end, Ken, to stay honest to that fake instead of crashing down in there and then allowing the back to kind of hit it north and south.
Yeah, one of the things Coach Beck and company said that they needed to do that they didn't last week is for the Saints offensive line to really, really get off the ball and the snap, and that didn't happen there in that play.
They try to run that power play again and get that guard to pull and kick out, and it looks like Trinity has adjusted to that here in the second half now. Really crashing down hard in there, kind of meeting that guard in the hole instead of waiting to fill it up, and puts them in a 3rd and long situation.
3rd down and 8 they mark it, so a little generous on the spot perhaps. But Chase Stadler is back in the right guard position, so that is good news for All Saints. Looking right all the way, Hillman throws to the out, and it goes to Jordan Jones out of bounds, 12-yard line, and this will...
He made that catch, and I tell you what,
it's close.
It is real close. I'm looking at that stick. I think it's a little short, but boy, a nice pass all the way into the field right there, and they did a good job of picking up that blitz. They fired the linebacker, and the line picked it up. Well, nice job.
The scoreboard says 4th and 5, ball on the 12. The down marker is probably at the 14-yard line, so there's a little bit of confusion going on, and that's what the Saints want some clarification on. Say, hey, wait a minute here. And I think that's what some of the discussion's going to be. So timeout on the field. With 5:57 remaining in the 3rd quarter, still a 10-point Tigers lead. The Saints, will they do something a little tricky here? We'll see after this on the Texas 24/7 Television Network.
No.